This is NFL offseason coverage on the Falcon Fanatic.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Cameron Washington coming at you with this posting to the Falcon Fanatic. In this posting, I'm going to be talking about a player that I think is rather underrated league-wide. He's certainly not underrated in our Atlanta Falcons locker room. His name is Julio Jones. He's 6'3", 220. He's just a monster. He's entering his third year in the league this coming season, and I'm looking for a huge jump in production this upcoming year. He may even solidify himself as Matt Ryan's new number one target. He made great strides last year from his rookie year to his second year. And he's a huge fast receiver. He can explode off the line of scrimmage. We knew that when we moved up to draft him. And he makes many acrobatic catches in coverage. He still needs to work a little more on his route running, though, and that's where I think the mentorship of Roddy White will come in handy. Because most receivers, after about 2 or 3 years in the league, this is when you start seeing astronomical numbers, and this is why I expect Julio Jones to just be dominant this year. He became much more sure-handed after his first year in the league, and because of his natural attributes, he has nowhere to go but upward in terms of success. I did some research, and I looked back on history on some of the best receivers that this league has ever seen, and third-year production is often very good. For example, Jerry Rice in his rookie year, he only caught 49 balls and didn't even get to 1,000 yards, only 927 yards. That's kind of similar to Julio Jones. 54 receptions for 959 yards in his rookie year. However, in Jerry Rice's third year, he had 65 receptions and 1,078 yards. Julio Jones bettered that by over 100 yards last year, so just imagine what he can do this year. Randy Moss, he's just an animal. This will never be repeated. Randy Moss had over 1,300 yards in all 3 of his first seasons, so he's more of an anomaly. But each year he progressed, and his third year was the best of his 3 years. He had 77 receptions with 1,437 yards. Calvin Johnson and Andre Johnson actually dropped off in their third years. This can be a problem because after having early success in the league, defenses will tend to pay more attention in game planning in ways to shut down these targets, these great receivers. Luckily for us, we have so many weapons that Julio Jones doesn't really have to worry about seeing double coverage because Roddy White's there to take some of the pressure off, Harry Douglas is there, Tony Gonzalez is there, we have Steven Jackson, and we have Jacquizz Rodgers there in the backfield. So I look for a huge astronomical season out of Julio Jones this year, and one in which he cements himself as an all-pro wide receiver. Mark my words. At 10:13 p.m. on May 14th, 2013, I, Cameron Washington, am announcing right now that Julio Jones will be an all-pro wide receiver next year. Thank you for listening to this audio posting. I appreciate your attention. And remember, real Falcons fans flock to the Falcon Fanatic.